Mike Jardiner from the Baldwin County Public School System in Alabama. The breakdown of our labs and the way the system is currently configured is we are 1-to-1, 7th through 12th grade. We will be going 1-to-1, 6th through 12th grade within a year. Elementary schools are still in a lab configuration with PCs in the actual classroom. Currently we're using MacBook Airs, 7th through 12th, and the plan is to go all the way down to possibly the 3rd grade with MacBook Air. Currently we have a centralized FileWave system, and all of our devices, PC and MacBook, have the FileWave client on there, and we utilize the server to deploy software, to deploy settings, to deploy images, to set parameters for the device. So all around we use the FileWave server just to manage our day-to-day activities. Just a few months ago, the state of Alabama was having state testing. This was a pilot year, and they were using a piece of software that needed to be deployed, and it had to be deployed in a quick fashion. We did not get a long time frame to deploy the software. So we really had to rely on the FileWave software to deploy the software and deploy it in a quick manner. Within a matter of hours, I had the software deployed to over 15,000 devices. The feature that we use the most, and it's my favorite, is going to be the kiosk. Every time an administrator or a teacher comes to me and says, hey, it'd be great if we have this piece of software available for the students, we add it to the kiosk so they can download it. All I got to do is put it in the kiosk, and within a matter of minutes, without even telling the teachers or students, the kids are going into the kiosk and checking it regularly. So they know as soon as I add something there, they're adding it already. And I don't even have to alert them to be adding it to the kiosk. The charge of the digital renaissance, which is what our 1-to-1 implementation is called, is to empower the children, the students, to have the technology at their fingertips, to search, to go home, to find tools that will help them better their education. And they come back to school pumped up, ready to use these tools that they find. So they tell me, or the teachers tell me, what tools they want on the devices. I put them into the kiosk, or I'll deploy them immediately, and then the students can use graphing calculators, things that the MacBook doesn't come standard with. I can remotely deploy, and within a matter of hours they have these devices ready with the tools they want. Prior to FileWave, if we were going to do state testing, it's an installation on each device. So when we got the prompt, we need to do state testing, you need to have the software available to all these devices. My technical resource technicians would have to go to each device and install the software, and they'd have to do it thousands of times because our district has 31,000 children, and on top of that we've got close to 23,000 devices. So without FileWave, we would spend weeks on installing software over and over again to get this ready for state testing. And they do that twice a year. So we do state testing twice a year, so we'd be installing that software potentially twice a year, because you have to uninstall it after the students are done. There's a number of tricks that I found in FileWave. Most of them are around running scripts, trying to get things done in the background without anybody knowing, trying to make a teacher, an administrator of their device, or remotely deploying a piece of software in the background and not telling them that it's going to be there, and then I set a schedule. And next thing you know, at a certain time, that application just shows up out of thin air. It's amazing how many people just think we can work magic by just setting a little schedule to say, hide this application until a certain time, and once you hit that time, make it visible.